Whew. How's it going, people? How's it going, people? Today I'm going to be talking you through what I think are the top 6 fastest cars you can buy for under £5,000. This is going to be the first in a series of top 6 videos that I do. I don't want it to be my whole content, but I do have a bunch of top 6s that I think you guys will find interesting, and hopefully you'll stick by my channel and get involved, comment and tell me how wrong I am or how right I am. If you like it, give it a like. If you don't like it, give it a dislike and tell me why in the comments. And if you want to just discuss or disagree, then definitely let me know in the comments below. Dancing on the moon. Compass was wrong, and I'm still on my way closer to where I belong. Still rolling the dice, praying sometimes don't last it long. I'm losing my faith, I'm walking away from what you knew all along. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I bet my life, you'll be dancing on the moon. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my living room slash dining room, whatever you want to call it. I am here enjoying my favourite tea in my favourite teacup that I bought all the way back in 2016. When I bought it, I didn't have very much money, and it was a limited edition teacup from T2 that I really wanted, and I just kind of said to myself, okay, you can buy it, but only if the first time you actually ever drink from it is a time where you've actually achieved something, and something worth celebrating. And I think hitting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I managed to do on Friday last week, is exactly that opportunity. So if you excuse me for a moment. Oh. Literally had this teacup for 6 years and I haven't had a sip from it until today. I actually cannot believe that the channel has hit 100,000 subscribers. It is genuinely ridiculous thinking about where I've come from and then to with this channel. Thanks to everyone before I even begin this video who has liked, commented, subscribed, donated, like whatever it is that you've done in terms of interacting with the channel. It means the world to me and it has enabled me to get to where we are today. In today's video, I just wanted to take a moment to celebrate this achievement, reflect on where I've been and where the channel's come from, and then think about where I want it to go to in the future, and then hopefully hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as I'm going to enjoy watching this video back when I am old and decrepit and tired, which kind of feels a little bit like how I am right now. And hopefully I can give you a bit of a behind the scenes look into how this channel has grown and what I've been doing to it over the past few years. But to do that properly, we need to go all the way back to September 2017, where a fresh-faced me was preparing to go back to university in my new to me VW Polo 9N from 2002. About a week before I was sitting in my bedroom, I had crashed my Skoda Fabia estate, and about a week before that, or maybe a week after that, I can't even remember at this point, timelines just are ruined in my head, I had a big crash on my motocross bike, which meant that I was in a pretty bad mood, probably the best way of putting it. I needed something to focus on to keep myself positive and keep myself pushing forwards, and that's when I spoke to one of my friends at a birthday party who mentioned to me that he and his YouTube channel had just hit 2.5 million subscribers. I was completely in awe, as both of us had wanted to grow YouTube channels when we were at school, and both of us had started multiple channels and they'd failed and done all sorts of other kind of stuff. You can find them still, I mean, if they're not ones that have been taken down because of copyright or whatever. That channel now has over 10 million subscribers, so he's done absolute bits. But in that moment I thought to myself, I've always wanted to do a YouTube channel. I've always been on YouTube, spent my entire life watching YouTube videos effectively. And I love making videos. I've made videos ever since like probably what, 2006, 2005 maybe, I think I started making some kind of video. I used to literally make like Lego stop motion videos, and then I started to make videos of my motocross stuff when I first started riding. Basically anything I could make a video of, I would make a video of. So I thought to keep myself occupied, keep myself pushing forwards, all that other kind of stuff I just mentioned, I would start a YouTube channel and turn my love for trawling through Auto Trader into a bunch of information and research-based videos around cars. I made the YouTube channel on the 24th of September in 2017, as well as a bunch of other socials like a Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff too. I made the logos, the headers, everything that you see today in terms of logos and brand stuff. I made that all in my bedroom at home in the space of like one evening. Of course, I did all of that and then didn't start making any videos at all for quite some time, as of course, procrastination makes perfect. Instead, I started a different Instagram account focused on something else that I really like, which is fashion, and then that got a cease and desist letter from a very large and well-known luxury watch brand, and I decided pretty sharpish to give up on that one. But to be fair, my heart wasn't really in that anyway, because even though I do like clothing and fashion, all that kind of good stuff, it's not really where I want to sit my life, or like it wouldn't keep me focused and motivated for long enough. The day I sacked off that Instagram account though was the same day that I happened to be going to Castle Combe to go and co-drive for my dad around the rally stage that was kind of built in around the track for that day. I was back in Bath at the time at university, so it was a very quick drive over to Castle Combe with my girlfriend, a nice fun day out, all good and well, and I brought my GoPro with me to take some recording too. That ended up being my first video on the channel. And that gave me a little bit of motivation to do some more stuff for the channel. For example, I made the intro, which I didn't previously have, that thing with like the gear stick changing or whatever. I made that back in September, just after the same day that I had been co-driven in my dad's Renault. And the sound in the background of that was from a day out that I went on with another good friend of mine called Bright, who now has a YouTube channel called Initial B, where we went to the World Endurance Championships at Silverstone, and there was this one yellow 458 that was driving around, and we were standing at Luffield, I think, and it was coming around, and it just sounded absolutely unbelievable every lap it came through. So I recorded it a couple of times, then decided that would be the basis of my intro. Funnily enough, other than that, and then there's little pop-ups you get at the side that say subscribe and blah, 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 I haven't done anything since, I actually don't think I've done anything at all since 2017 on my brand, and so maybe it's time for a refresh. Let me know in the comments if you think I should maybe refresh some of the Cars with JB branding. I uploaded a couple more videos between then and March 2018, but in March 2018, I was writing my dissertation at university, and I needed something else that I could procrastinate with to not be writing my diss, and so it turned out I would put the time in and make my first proper video based on what I had planned to do the year before. That video ended up being the top 6 fastest cars that you can buy for under £5,000. If you're anything like me, you spend much of your life daydreaming about the many cars you're going to buy when you're super wealthy and super successful. However, you'll also be considering what car you can drive in the meantime to quench that thirst for a super fast and super high performing car. The video idea literally came from the fact that I was looking at fast cars for under £5,000 on Auto Trader, and that's what I wanted to talk about. A fact about me as well is that I absolutely love writing essays. I loved writing essays at university, and I love writing them today. And so I love being able to sit down at my desk, bosh out a bunch of information about stuff, give a couple of opinions and whatever, and then have it written there. So now I've just kind of turned essay writing into script writing. I think that video got 22 views in the first couple couple of days, and I literally only had like 12 subscribers at the time, and they were all either myself or my friends. So it was never going to go anywhere, but I just thought, whatever, it's something to do, something to keep me occupied, and just I thought it'd be interesting. But I knew I had to commit to it in some way, so I committed to doing one video every single week. And about a month after that first video came out, I uploaded a video titled 5 Things I Hate About My VW Polo 9N, and that was when I actually introduced my Polo or Penny to the channel. No idea how this happens, but water seems to collect in the bottom of the door, having made its way around the seals. And when I open the door, it releases like a waterfall, all over my fresh crepes. It's peak. 2 weeks after that, I started the Pointless Polo project, where I literally had minus £1,500 in my bank account, and I wanted to still modify my car because I'm an idiot, I'm not really sure, but I wanted to as a poor student, and so I started it by doing that gear boot project where I changed the gear boot that was like rotten previously to something that was far nicer, and still having the car today. In my case, this looked much better than the shoddy, ripped, crusty cover that had been on previously, and it only cost me £6.98 including postage for the cover on eBay. That felt good. The whole Pointless Polo project has been completely inspired by my friend Street Mods Joel on YouTube, who, yeah, does a whole bunch of modifications on cars, but way better modifications than I've ever done on cars, and he's way more competent and useful. So if you haven't already subscribed to Street Mods, I recommend you do. I think he's got like 1.9k or something. Let's get him to 2k at least. Let's see if we can get him above that. I'll link him in the description down below, because he was a big inspiration for the Pointless Polo project and stuff beyond that. From that first video that I did, and across all his other videos that I've mentioned, I did commit to doing the one video every single week. I might have missed 1 or 2 weeks, but in general, I got every single week down. And by July, I was starting to see a little bit of momentum. On the 23rd of July, 2018, I hit 100 subscribers. And honestly, I was gassed. Like 100 subs was huge. Also, I wanted to do a huge shout out in this video. I just reached 100 subscribers, which I'm pretty gassed about. I am sweating. Yeah, just reached 100 subscribers. I'm really happy about. And I know it's not that big a milestone, but for me, having put some work into the channel for the last 6 months, feels really great to get here. And when I say momentum, I literally mean like 100 views a day. Then I remember on Sunday, the 5th of August, 2018, my third video I think I ever properly made, the one on cheap supercars, started to get quite a lot of views. I think it got about 2,500 views in that one day. I remember I was chilling at my friend's house on their trampoline, just messing around, whatever, and I was just watching the views roll in, and I was like, okay, what's going on? The day after that, it got 14,000 views in that day, and the day after that, it got 20,000 views in that day, just skyrocketing the video from my perspective at the time. And because I had these other videos that I've been putting up one a week since like March time, there was enough content for people who were subscribing and watching that video to jump into and start biting their teeth into. And this pushed me to 1,000 subscribers on August the 23rd, 2018. To put that into perspective, in 2018, my ambitious plan was to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I never thought I'd hit 1,000 subscribers. I was surprised at hitting 100 subscribers. Like literally, I did not expect to get to 1,000 subscribers. I kept pushing with one video a week, and in September, I hit 5,000 subscribers whilst I was making my honeycomb grill for the VW Polo. Then I hit 10,000 subscribers in November, which is around about the same time that I started to order my videos based on 0 to 60 times in general to reduce bias on my side. On Black Friday in November, I also bought the Sony A7 that you are currently looking at me through, and that helped me to finish the year looking a lot more professional. If I could show you a picture of what I look like right now, it looks ridiculous, but yeah, let's talk about 2019 and 2018. I think I finished the year on around about 13,000 subs, and I wanted to get to 30,000 by the end of 2019, which was an insanely huge goal again in my head. And the thing with me and goals is that often they are too ambitious, and therefore I don't hit them. And I didn't hit it in 2019. I was 1,500 subscribers off, which again was still ridiculous in my head. But over the year, I did do some stuff, like some more mods on the Polo. I got back out in my dad's Renault for a session at Race Retro. I did my first proper car review on the Polo as well, which is actually really fun. I started Subscriber Showdown and put out one of my personal favorite videos, how to get cheaper insurance on your first car. The tricks in that video still work today, and I would love to know just how much money I have taken from the pockets of insurers and back into my subscribers' pockets, because I love looking through the comments on that video, because everyone's just like, wow, I saved shed loads of money just because of this video. So I'm really happy with that one. I also did a great video where I flopped wrapping my car's roof black, which was, yeah, a complete mess. And it was even worse when I was driving back from Nottingham a few weeks later and the vinyl was trying to lift itself off the car. It was, yeah, a bit sketchy. Done that. It's taken me a full day. It's not very good. Could have been better. Things I've learned, for example, be patient. It's probably about it, to be honest. And I also bought the Mazda MX-5, which I bought because you guys told me I should buy it over the Audi TT on my Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to this. Oh, and my dad started the project on the Peugeot 206. Really, he bought the car. I don't think he probably started yet, but he bought the car to do the project. And overall, 2019 was a great year and I had a lot of growth. I was very happy with it. I made a bunch of plans of stuff that I wanted to achieve in 2020, and obviously a lot of those didn't happen because of the multiple lockdowns that we had. But one of those was to collaborate more. And at the start of the year, I did start with that intent. I collaborated with Ewan on his channel and on my channel as well, which is a lot of fun. And I also met Aldas for the first time. Both of those friendships I still have today. And you see me doing a lot of videos with Aldas. Ewan, we need to do more content together, even though yours is gaming. I've got Forza now, we can play. I also spent the start of the year working on my MX-5 with my dad in his garage. It was like a whole bunch of weekends where I'd go down to the garage, work on the car with my dad, and just get it into a position where it was actually usable. That was like the seats, the suspension, like all the stuff that got it to being a useful car. We did that over a bunch of weekends. I'll remember that forever. Like the time spent grinding out in the garage, working on the car was a lot of fun. And then also took that car in the end to Bedford Autodrome for my first ever track day in it, and that was again a whole bunch of fun, learning how to drive the car fast, applying some of my previous knowledge from driving and whatever. Yeah, I mean, like all of those things obviously came to an end because of the pandemic, but they were a bunch of fun while they lasted. I honestly believe this is what I was born to do. Honestly, drive cars fast around tracks. What do you do when you work out what your life calling is? Am I supposed to just follow that calling? Am I supposed to just constantly now drive cars around tracks? Like, should I quit my job and just drive cars fast around tracks? And I personally think that I did do a good job of continuing to do content through the start of lockdown. I still did a bunch of work on the Polo at the time. Like I really enjoyed my video where I did the tyre writing on the Polo, for example. And I made a bunch of videos on the crazy Polo 9Ns that have existed over the years, like the WRC Polo and all that other kind of stuff. I also saved myself a bunch of money on my car insurance on the phone, like in front of you guys on a video, which was great. Oh, and I had a head gasket failure scare in the Polo, which wasn't very fun. We are burning oil pretty significantly and I have no idea what's wrong. I'm about to get absolutely choked by that oil. I also supercharged the MX-5 with my dad, took it to another track day where I got kicked out from, and then met a lovely person like Sam from the auction buyer, who then let me drive his Lamborghini around the track for a session, because like, yeah, that was another good day. Even though I didn't get to drive my car for the day, I did get to drive the MG Rover, and yeah, meet Sam as well, who's a great guy.
That's it, you good?
Let's do it! And driving home that day, the MX-5 nearly died on the motorway because one of the belts just shredded itself. The alternator belt shredded itself. Yeah, that was an interesting journey home. I also did some sim racing content over lockdown. Like I did a few races early on in lockdown, and then that sort of pushed me on that Black Friday buying an entire new sim rig, which I built with my dad for content for the channel. And that's just an insane thing to own, like just sitting there downstairs. I haven't used it enough for the sake of content. I need to use it more, but yeah, we'll get to that at some point. I also got to review some more cars, like the Skoda Fabia in Switzerland, my friend Dhruv's Suzuki Swift, Aldas's GT86, the Seat Ibiza in Portugal, but most importantly, I got to drive those two Alfa Romeos on that incredible day out with my friend Umar. He had the 4C and the GT Junior, and on that day in particular was the day that I absolutely fell in love with the Alfa Romeo 4C. That was like the definitive day that was like, okay, that's the one. I look back on it and I think to myself, I need to get myself that car. 2020 also saw the return of my love for go-karting. I organised a go-karting birthday party, which I then have now just continued to kart all the time with Aldas and with my other friends as well, like Ed, Dhruv, Luke, Bright, etc. And then, yeah, I'm going to be leveling up that go-karting content very soon, so stay tuned for that. And if that wasn't enough to make 2020 an unforgettable year, I had that unbelievable day where I got to rally my newly painted MX-5 around that rally stage, and also, more importantly, got the opportunity to drive my dad's Renault 5 Maxi Turbo, where the channel actually started, a car that has been in my life since before I can remember, and I've never seen anyone drive it except for my dad, and he's never seen anyone drive it except for him. And I got to drive it. Hopefully more of that soon. I finished the year with around about 58,000 subscribers, which again was absolutely huge and I was very proud of. And I also happened to win the highly commended award from firstcar.co.uk on that year as well, which I'm still also very proud of as well. I literally put it on my LinkedIn, it's huge. Something in me could smell the 100k mark though. I could smell that it was going to happen. And in 2021, I made the plan that by the end of the year, I wanted to hit 100,000 subscribers, and I pushed as hard as I possibly could. I worked hard to hit the right topics, hit the right video, like just optimizing absolutely everything. 2021 was a year of optimization. I realized that if I couldn't out-content some of my fellow content creators who just do way better content than me, I would need to outwork them. And so I put in a bunch of work in 2021. My grind was unbelievable. This obviously did do the trick. I gained about 40,000 subscribers in the year, or just under. I hit 97,000 subscribers at the end of 2021. So yeah, the grind was worth it. I would say it was definitely my toughest year because of how hard I had to push to make it all happen, especially alongside my full-time day job. But I stayed motivated by the fact that I knew that by doing it, I was setting myself up to kind of grow the channel into the future. But also I wanted to buy a flat last year. The flat that you see me sitting in right now was only made possible last year by the grind that I put in and by you guys interacting with the videos and watching them, enjoying them, liking them, subscribing, all that other good stuff. I promise you, I would not have had my deposit for this flat if it wasn't for YouTube in 2021. It is as simple as that. But it wasn't all the grind though. I did do some other stuff just for the sake of pleasure on YouTube. For example, work on the interior of my MX-5. I did some really cool stuff on the interior there. I remember in particular being very worried about taking off that main front panel on the MX-5 and being like, am I gonna screw this up? And somehow I did it. There was no other tutorial online teaching how to do it, so I just did it. The steering wheel as well. That one was sketchy because I was like, am I going to ruin my clock spring? I'm still not sure if I have or not. Like, who knows? I also loved having the BMW M4 for a few weeks that I got to drive around, enjoy, and just daily as if it was mine. Really, really fun. Like, I had a great time running that car around and I enjoyed doing the review on it as well. I also committed to doing way more go-karting content as well, and I really enjoyed doing that with Aldas, Ed, Luke, Bright, Dhruv, all of the guys getting together and doing some go-karting, some really fun content. If you haven't seen the video, like the one that's titled JB versus Aldas Karting Showdown or whatever, that is one of the single most exceptionally crazy and controversial races in history. I don't care what anyone says, it is. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure you go and watch it. Aldas and I still argue about that race today. I also had my first experience as D-Max karts that you might have seen in a couple of my videos, and yeah, that was also something I'm really addicted to, and I'm actually going tomorrow, so that'll be fun. I also got to go out to Caffeine and Machine with my friends. I went with Aldas, my friend Vishal, and Ewan as well, and that was a really fun day out, getting to review Ewan CRZ. And I also got to meet a creator that I've watched for quite a long time as well, Steph from Steph ABTV or whatever it is, like, met him as well. That was a lot of fun, just chatting to other like-minded people about cars. It's what this is all about. However, I didn't get any of my polo done, and I didn't do any subscriber showdown either. So that kind of shows you where the grind was last year. It was just getting that grind down, head down, get stuff sorted out to buy this flat and to set up the channel. My background also changed in 2021. I went from all of the videos in my bedroom back at home in Watford to living in central London with my girlfriend. And this isn't the background you're used to, obviously. The one that's downstairs is the one that you're used to. But yeah, like buying the flat was a huge personal achievement. I'm very happy to have the flat, very proud of it as well. It's a lovely place to be. Hopefully one day we'll be in a position to give you a flat tour or whatever, but this is as much as you can get right now. And now here we are in 2022. I've got 100,000 subscribers, which is just ridiculous. Like theoretically, as soon as YouTube tells me that I can, I'll be able to order myself a play button and I'll get a verified tick and all that other kind of stuff. That stuff is so alien in my brain. If you go back 3 years, however many years it was that I started doing this YouTube channel, the idea of having any of that was just like, not even a dream. It was like I can't even explain it, mate. I always had the aim of hitting 100k, but now that I'm there, I'm like, okay, well, what next? Is it 200k, 500k, a mil? I don't know. Like, what do you do when you hit this point? I have absolutely no idea, but ultimately, I'm very grateful that you guys seem to enjoy the content, that you've been watching the content for such a long time, in many cases, and I'll keep putting out content as long as I'm finding it fun and you're finding it fun to watch too. One thing is for certain though, the grind is going to change this year in 2022. It has to change. I've got these 3 GoPros sitting right here, this nice microphone setup, as you can see there's like the microphone here. I've also got this gimbal, which I've definitely just broken by dropping it on the floor, and this drone which I have charged but never actually used. And yeah, they are all for the sake of content and making better content this year. So the grind has to change. I've also got that A7 that you're looking at me through again. I've got the sim rig downstairs, all this stuff that I could make great content with. And so I need to make some great content with it. I've also got a VR headset and I'm getting a new PC as well soon. And everything needs to step up and level up. So I'm on that. I feel like the stuff that I do at the moment, I love doing it, but it's no longer a challenge in my head. I do it because it's easy and I do it because I've like got the hang of it now. Now it's time to put myself in a position where I am challenged once again. So this kind of stuff that I've always thrown over there is going to help me to achieve that challenge and to grow and to learn and be a better creator, etc. And you guys can help with that too by letting me know in the comments of any video, this video or other videos in the future, what kind of content you would like to see. And or if you have a car that I can review, you want me to review it or you'd like me to review it or whatever it is, let me know by dropping me an email at info@carswithjb.com, drop me a DM on Instagram, whatever it is, and we'll sort out a time for me to come and drive the car and review it and put it on the channel because I want to do more car reviews. So if you have a car and you want me to drive it, then I'm more than happy to come and say hello and maybe we'll get a beer or something afterwards. Lovely. I also want to commit to driving fast, whether it is on track or when I'm go-karting, like whatever it is, I want to do more racing content. I also want to pick out some more important topics in the car world, whether it's brand history, car history, whatever it is. I love doing those kinds of videos, so I'll definitely do some more of those. One series that I started with one video and just haven't followed up with because of the 2021 grind was the everything you need to know about a certain brand or whatever. I need to do more of those. And the other thing that I really want to do this year is to collaborate more with other YouTubers. So if you are another YouTuber and you're in the car space or a relevant to car space, I'll be more than happy to collaborate. So I'm looking at you, Ewan, and Aldas as a get-go, but then anyone else who wants to collab or whatever, then just let me know. Just drop me a message and I'm happy to chat to basically anyone. So my hope is that you guys will join me for this journey of becoming a better content creator and growing as a content creator. So the more that you guys keep me honest, let me know in the comments, liking the videos that you do like, let me know why you don't like the videos that you don't like, etc, etc, etc. That can be very, very helpful and invaluable to me growing as this content creator that I'd like to be. All your feedback from the past and your continuing feedback has helped the channel to get to where it is today, and it's going to help it get to where it needs to be tomorrow. Before I end this video, there's a couple more topics I want to talk about, and one of those is the learnings that I have gained in being a content creator on YouTube for the time that I've been doing it, that I wanted to share with you guys. The first thing I've learned is that consistency is absolutely key on YouTube. If I could put out a video every single day on YouTube, I would. It would just have to be good content is all I'd really care about, but consistency, like YouTube loves consistency. The second thing I've learned is that you have to have a lot of resolve to do YouTube. Views, money, subscribers, all that kind of stuff will fluctuate a lot over time. Like there'll be highs and there'll be lows, and it's only the people that are capable of dealing with both the highs and the lows that will be able to succeed in the longer term. There have been times in 2019, 2020, 2021, and even now in 2022 where views have been super high and then been super low, and you never really know why. You can kind of hazard a guess or whatever, but you don't really know exactly why. And if I had given up at any of those points, I never would have seen the 100k mark. The third thing I've learned about being a content creator, particularly on YouTube, is that you need to have thick skin. Not everyone likes Top Gear or the Grand Tour. Lots of people don't even like cars. So why would you ever expect everyone in the world to like your content? Some people will not like my content. They might not like your content. If you're another content creator, that's absolutely fine. Some people are horrible about it as well. Some people want to say like really bad things or really nasty things in comments about you or your content or whatever it is. And if they're not being productive, it's not useful. Although it is useful because it's still engagement on the old video. And we like engagement and interaction because it gets you more views, and yeah, that's what matters, I suppose. And it's important as a content creator to maintain perspective. Look at the fact that you've got one bad comment, but notice that for that one comment there is 1,000 positive comments of people saying lovely things about you and your content because they want to be there, want to be watching. That's a really important thing that I think a lot of creators miss. And I think I'm just lucky because I don't mind negative feedback. I've never worried about negative feedback. And I've also always had the perspective of knowing that if someone says something stupid and dumb, it's stupid and dumb. I can name you the subscribers that comment consistently on my channel, that comment lovely things on my channel all the time. I couldn't name a single hater that I've ever had on this channel. I couldn't name anyone that's ever written anything negative about me on the channel. Like, I literally can't tell you. As I say in a lot of my videos, you are more than welcome to disagree with me, to not like the content, whatever it is. But whatever it is that you're saying about someone, just keep it respectful. The fourth thing I've learned is that community is everything on YouTube. And if I could reply to every comment like I did in the early days of YouTube, I really honestly would, but time is just too tight at the moment. I try to reply to as many comments as I possibly can, and it's so tough knowing that there's still a shed load of comments that I still can't get to just because of the volume that I get per day. And the final thing I think about YouTube is that you really need to be honest about what motivates you as a YouTuber or content creator. I'm motivated by cars specifically, and I'm also motivated by a difficult challenge. I've been motivated by hitting 100,000 subscribers over the last however long, and that's kept me pushing, kept me focused, kept me making these videos twice every single week. This wouldn't have happened if I didn't have that motivation. But if you're motivated by, I don't know, like getting positive comments or by money or whatever it is, just be honest about it. Know in your head that's why you're doing it and push for it. As I said, mine is ambition. So every year I set myself a bunch of ridiculous goals that I try to achieve in that year. And then if I get even close to achieving them, I've probably done something half decent. Before I wrap up, I have some important people that I need to thank for my journey here on YouTube. So I thought I'd go through those now. First of all, my mum for giving me the opportunity to grind it out while stuck at home during 2020 and 2021. Without her, the channel wouldn't be where it is today. She literally did everything possible to make my life easier in order to make the videos that you guys see today. Second of all, my dad for getting me into cars in the first place, working on my cars with me, doing stuff like the supercharger on the MX-5, etc. And also letting me drive his cars as well, drive the Renault and that kind of stuff. Again, without my dad, none of this would be possible. My sister for not playing her many instruments while I was recording back at home. My grandparents for housing multiple cars on their driveway for me, which has been very helpful and enabled me to do quite a lot. My girlfriend, who's been with me for way longer than I've been doing YouTube, for sticking by me, putting in the time whilst I was early on in the process, whilst I was answering comments at the dinner table and being very rude and all that other kind of stuff. And then now living together with this ridiculous flat around, and also my ridiculous sleep schedule as part of that, and my requirement to just keep grinding and whatever. She puts up with all of that. And so, yeah, for that reason, she is definitely MVP in this, in this game. I want to thank Street Mods, Joel and Sam for getting me into YouTube or pushing on YouTube like this in the first place. I want to thank Aldas as well for reaching out to me in the first place, starting this friendship that we have, and keeping me honest in terms of karting as well by being just as fast, if not faster on some days or slower on other days. You know how it is. And yeah, we take all our W's and L's together, which I think is great. I want to thank Ewan as well for reaching out and getting me onto his channel for seemingly from nowhere. It was really kind of him to get me onto his channel when he was far bigger, and he still is far bigger than me today, but you know what I mean, as in just getting me onto his channel, that was really cool. My friends who pushed me along the way as well, like the Sugar and Ethanol boys, WPC Plus boys, etc. Those guys have been super important. The guys at the Tribus podcast for letting me go onto their podcast a little while back. Everyone who has let me drive their car over the last however long for the sake of videos. The patrons for their commitment to the channel, for donating so much cash to me over the last however long that has made everything that you see here possible. Those subscribers that comment on every video, that have been doing so for like 3-4 years now. It's just unbelievable. I've been going back through my content to make this video, looking at some of the comments and whatever, and it's the same guys that were there 3 or 4 years ago that are still commenting today. I'm not going to mention any names. I think it's unfair if I forget anyone. So rather than forgetting people, you know who you are, and I really do appreciate you. I need a name for those of you that are the most committed people to the channel. Like, you guys need some kind of special, like, community-based name. And finally, I would like to thank myself for working so hard over the past few years. I have really worked very hard, so I'm patting myself on the back here and just saying, yeah, well done me. Thank you for putting in the time and effort. I think that's it. I know this is going to be a very long video, and I haven't got a problem with that. I have to do the editing for it, man. Like, I have to put in the time and effort to make this thing a reality. But it's as much for you as it is for me. I want this to be something that, as I said at the start of the video, that I look back on and that I think, yeah, that was a good grind that you put in there to get to that 100K, and yeah, well done for working so damn hard. So yeah, I'm happy with what I've achieved. Hopefully I get my silver play button soon. Like, the whole process seems quite convoluted in terms of how I now go about getting it, but hopefully that comes and I can show you guys on the wall behind me in my office so that you guys can see it on that area of the wall that I've left available for the play buttons. That would be very nice. Again, Thank you very much to everyone for their support over the last however long. Thank you for subscribing and for liking the videos, for just interacting, for being involved. I have really appreciated it. I'm going to keep pushing hard, try and become a better creator, as I've said in this video. Yeah, but my cup of tea is now empty, needs a refill. I'm glad that I can now drink from this teacup from now on. Like this is for me, this is a big symbolic thing right here. So I'm very happy with that. Let's get to that 1 million subscriber base soon. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello one and all, actually hello Johnny, what's up? I'm here on the Mobile Rally. It's exhausting but a ton of fun. I heard your Instagram's Cars with JB, I need to check it out, give it a follow. I hope you are enjoying. I don't know, what are you doing? I don't know what you're actually doing actually, I should have been briefed a little bit better. Thank you so much for watching Seeing Through Glass, supporting Seeing Through Glass. You're an absolute freaking legend, loads of cool stuff coming up. But yeah, thanks for watching, catch up with you soon, bye bye!